What's going on, guys? It's Uzziah, your success strategist. And if you have any questions about your business, career, or finances, then this is the show for you. Welcome. Tonight, I'm excited because we're going to talk about how to fumble the bag. If y'all are looking to fumble the bag in 2022, you need to watch today's episode because tonight I'm going to tell you all the ways to do it. Tonight, I'm going to tell you guys 5 financial mistakes to avoid going into the next calendar year. And if you want to have a successful track record of making good decisions with your money, then I need you to tune into tonight's broadcast. Tonight's episode is going to be very important as we talk about creating generational wealth. Now, for those that are joining for the very first time, welcome. My name is Uzziah. I'm a professional business consultant, and my job is to help you get out of debt so that you could start your own business. And when you come on this broadcast, you'll find it's all about helping you become the best version of yourself so that you can reach your goals and leave real assets to your family. So tonight, I want y'all's commentary because I want to talk about some of the main traps that a lot of people are going to run into as the new year begins. Okay. As we look forward to this new calendar year of 2022, what are some of the challenges that we are going to face? If you guys love this channel and you want to see this thing continue to grow, then please make sure to smash that like button. Also, for those of you guys that are on that want to see this show continue to stay on air, please donate. All you got to do is give a super chat. I'm going to go ahead and hop into these 5 financial mistakes to avoid. And I want to get some feedback from you guys. What do you guys think are some bad decisions that you can make with money that could get you messed up? You know, you've probably done some things maybe this year, maybe last year, that you kind of look back and say, man, I shouldn't have done it like that. What are some of the biggest financial mistakes that you've made over the past year? And what lessons did you learn going into the year to come? The first thing that I want us to talk about on 5 financial mistakes to avoid is not having a financial plan. All of us need a financial plan going into 2022. And the problem is most people are just winging it, hoping that they'll somehow get good with money. Listen, guys, this is not magic, okay? You have to plan your way to success. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And there's so many people that do not set up financial goals along the way. So when you go into 2022, I want you to already have written out some of the key milestones that you want to accomplish for the year. For example, one of your financial goals could be getting out of debt. Maybe you guys got credit cards that need to get paid off. Some of you guys may have car notes. Whatever it is that is on your plate, I want you to set a goal to pay it off. Some of you may want to get into investing. We always talk about creating generational wealth. So, what are your financial goals when it comes to building your wealth? Also, are you budgeting your money? We always talk about the importance of knowing where your money is going. And I always tell you guys that if all you would do is just set up a free account on mint.com, by you knowing exactly where your money is going, you could actually give yourself a raise, because by you just simply keeping track of how much is coming in and how much is going out, that's actually going to put some extra money into your account. Because I promise you, you're going to look at your budget and you're going to say to yourself, damn, I didn't realize I was spending an extra $100 eating out. I didn't realize I was spending so much money on groceries. I didn't realize I was spending so much money traveling. So a lot of you guys, instead of going to your bosses and demanding a raise, one of the easiest ways that you can level up financially is just to budget your money. Because if you don't budget your money, you're always going to squander it no matter how much money you make. Don't think that just because you're going to make more money, then that means that you're going to make better financial decisions. Look at all of these athletes, basketball players, all these different celebrities that get paid multi-million-dollar contracts and then is gone within a few years' time. All because they don't have financial IQ. They don't have financial intelligence. That's why I want you guys to budget your money as part of a new habit. Now, y'all know when we do these broadcasts, I want to get y'all's commentary. I never want it to be like this. I want to see from you guys what you think are some of the top mistakes that people make with money and how we can avoid that going into the 2022 calendar year. Okay. If we're not focused on dodging these traps, it will be easy to fall into it. So before you get out of this year, please make sure you take the time to set up a financial plan. You don't have to be a financial planner. You don't have to be a financial guru, but you do need to have an idea of some of the things that you want to accomplish. For example, how many of you guys want to be able to travel in 2022? How many of you guys want to be able to do something nice for your kids? If you can already dream about what you want to accomplish in the future, all you got to do is write that down and ask yourself, what do I need to get done in order to make that happen? If I want to travel the world, what kind of income will I need to make so I can turn that into reality? I want you guys to treat tonight's broadcast as a roadmap for the life that you want to live. If you know where you want to be at by this time next year, all you have to do is start planning for tomorrow today. So the very first thing that I want you guys to do is to have a financial plan, because not having a financial plan going into the next year is going to get you messed up. Now, here's the second thing, and this is a big one. The second major financial trap for 2022 specifically is hoping that the government will make all of your student loans go away. I know this one is going to be a hitter for some of y'all, because y'all are going to be like, oh man, I'm still in debt with Sally Mae. I owe so much money. What happened? Don't wait for the government to bail you out. I'm going to show y'all this article. See, the thing about it is, if the government actually ends up doing something, then let that just happen on its own. But so many people make bad decisions when they blow their money praying that the government is going to bail them out completely. And then when it never happens, they're still left holding the bill. I'm going to share with you guys this article, okay? I want to show you guys what is the latest as far as Joe Biden's plan on helping pay off student loans. It says the White House punts Biden's promise to cancel $10,000 in student debt to Congress. They haven't sent him a bill on that yet. So what this article shows is that the White House said that it's up to Congress to help carry out Biden's promise to cancel $10,000 in student loans, but it hasn't happened yet. There's always a lot of talk each year about how the government is going to help people with their student loans. And every year, people are hoping and praying, Lord Jesus, please have the president just get rid of all of my debt, whether it's 50,000, 100,000, just put me on that student loan forgiveness program so that it can somehow go all away. Listen, regardless of what president is in office, if they're not getting rid of your loans, that still falls on you. That still is affecting your credit. That's still impacting your ability to live the lifestyle that you want to live. How many years are you going to put off waiting for a president to actually come and live up to their promises? Why do you need a president to set your life up for you? Regardless of whatever happens, guys, you need to keep moving forward as though you have no expectations of anything happening at all. And I'm telling y'all, listen, when I was 23 years old and I was finishing up all of my student loan payments, do y'all know that they were talking about student loan relief programs back then? Do y'all know that they were talking about all of these different forgiveness plans? You know, if you just work for this job for the government, in 10 years, all your student loans will be wiped away. In me paying off those student loans in 2 years' time, I didn't care about what the government was promising after that. I wasn't focused on what the government was promising when I was paying the loans off. But so many of y'all get caught up in them selling you wolf tickets that you will literally spend all of your 20s putting your money in other places, hoping and wishing on a star that the government is actually going to live up to paying off student loans. And then you go into your 30s still having student loan debt. Now it's harder for you to buy a house because you've got all of this debt from Sally Mae. Stop putting off your dreams. If you want to be successful in 2022, you need to take your life into control. You don't need to wait on the government. You don't need to wait on nobody else. You need to wait on these social media influencers. You need to take control. And the honest truth is that most people, their biggest problem is their debt holds them back from success. Even if you've tried to go to school and make good grades so that you could have a good career, so many people are loaded in tens, if not hundreds of $1,000s of student loans so hard that you couldn't enjoy life if you want to, because all of the money that you're making is going to Sally Mae. So let's get out of debt, y'all, and let's not wait for anybody else to bail us out. If it happens, then great, but don't wait around for a handout. Shout out to my brother Yasha Allah. It's good to see you on, my man. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Good to see you on. You said you missed me yesterday, but you're back. Yes, man. Last night was a hell of a show, brother. Somehow, Yasha Allah, whenever you gone, man, people be showing out. People be showing out, man. We had an incredible time. For those of y'all that didn't see last night's broadcast, please make sure that you tune in, because it was a great discussion for the culture. It was a great reflection on how we could do better as men and women in our communities to stop tragic situations from happening. Okay, make sure y'all check that out. Now, again, for those of y'all that are just now joining, tonight we're talking about 5 financial mistakes to avoid in 2022. You know, a lot of us have been affected by everything that have happened in the past few years, but we have an opportunity to do better, regardless of what's going on in the economy, as well as the financial markets and governments. We still need to decide to move forward. Let me tell you guys one secret about successful people. Successful people, they don't wait for all of the conditions to be perfect. Successful people consistently produce regardless of what is happening. So when you look at an investor like Warren Buffett, you'll see that Warren Buffett is still focused on investing, whether it's a recession or whether the market is going up. These guys, they stay focused on their goals. They don't allow society to toss them back and forth, because if you allow society to toss you back and forth, you're never going to have momentum. You're never going to do the things that you need to do to get to where you need to be. And if you're always focused on somebody else's plan, you're always going to be following behind them. So I'm going to give y'all a link to Cam Up. I want to get y'all's feedback on what y'all think are some of the biggest financial traps to avoid. I want to get some of y'all's feedback. Like, what are some of the things that you've done financially that has really set you back for a long period of time? Maybe it's student loans. Maybe it's credit cards. Maybe it's payday loans. Whatever it is, I want you guys to share that on tonight's broadcast, because I want us to be able to trade notes on what not to do going into the next calendar year. If all of us get on here and we dialogue about what we did wrong, somebody else is going to listen to that and be like, damn, I was just about to do that. So if we can just help each other, we can find out certain detours that we can make, certain shortcuts that we can make, certain dead ends to avoid, so that way we could get to the next level as quickly as possible. Shout out to T. I see you on. You said you liked and shared. Thank you so much. Shout out to Cecil. So good to see you on. Thank you so much, family. All of y'all, it's good to see y'all on. Please make sure that y'all smash that like button, because this will tell YouTube to send this broadcast out to more people. Okay. The third thing that I want y'all to focus on in 2022 is not getting caught up in the housing market. I don't want you guys to get caught up in this housing frenzy that's going on. The reason why I'm saying this is because we've witnessed how drastically prices have gone up in the housing market over the past year. And one of the things that we've seen in all of the stories is that regardless of what the selling price was on these properties, you had people that were willing to pay upwards of $50,000 to $100,000 more than whatever was the asking price. This is going to set you up for financial disaster. Now, I know one of the biggest American dreams is having your own house. But I always tell you guys that it really is not beneficial for you to always rush into a home, especially if you don't have other income streams to support you. If all you have is one income stream from your 9 to 5 job, focus on creating new streams of income, because the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income. And one of the things that we always talk about is how your house is not an asset, it's a liability. When you buy a home, that is one of the greatest decisions that you can ever make. It's one of the most expensive decisions that you can ever make. For the average adult, it is the most expensive purchase that they will ever make. And so the reason why I'm telling you guys to not get caught up into this trap is because I'm sure you're seeing all the stories about all of these homes on the market and everybody's trying to buy it. The prices are going crazy. There's a lot of talk. Don't believe the hype. There's nothing wrong with renting a home if you need to. There's nothing wrong with staying in an apartment for years. Stack your money up and don't take out more than you can afford. Even if you are in position to buy a home, make sure it's something that can fit within your budget. If you guys go far beyond what you can handle on getting a loan, watch out for foreclosure. Remember, we saw what happened in the housing bust, and that was just 10 years ago. All these things can happen all over again. Let me check these comments. Let me see where y'all are at. Okay. Tonight, we're talking about 5 financial mistakes to avoid in 2022. I got a question for y'all, and I want y'all to chime in on this. Yacha Allah, what do you feel like one of your biggest financial mistakes have been?
Shalom, big brother. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I caught the True Spirit of Christ show last night, but other reason, I don't know if I fell asleep or not when you came on. So after you know what I'm saying, the class, I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah, no problem. I figure sometimes when I do those later shows, I know I might end up missing you. But yeah, we went long last night, man. We had like a good 2-hour broadcast. It was a great discussion. You got to check that out. Oh man, you would have loved it, man. You would have loved it.
Yeah, and the first thing is, like you said, I caught part of this show. I don't know too much what you said. All I was trying to get a shower, you know what I mean. But but what I would say is that people buy stuff on both incomes. I never did that.
Right.
That's the biggest mistake anybody can make. They buy a house on both incomes. They buy a car on both incomes. I'm like, if one of y'all lose your job, you're gonna be in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Big trouble. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, they buy a house and foreclose, but you bought on 2 incomes.
Right.
The market is not what you think. I always used to say buy on 1 income. That's it. Whatever she makes is gravy.
Right.
It's pure gravy. You know what I mean?
So
and now that. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So let's talk about that. So, what you recommend is that, let's say for the average married couple, right? Man take the role as the provider. The bills should be covered under his income. Anything that the wife can add to that would be add a bonus, but don't stretch yourself beyond what you as the man are able to afford. Because if your wife or you lose the job, you need to be able to have you need to be able to afford all of your expenses through 1 income alone.
That's correct. That's correct. And like you said before, in the other classes, all that money that she makes, you can put 3 or 4 months aside for expenses if something happened to you.
Right.
Because you break a leg, something happened. Usually you'd be out of work for 3 months. Usually. Mm-hmm. If your job is what they call it the pandemic, you know what I mean? An accessory job that needs to be where you can work. You know what I mean?
Correct.
But you gotta put that away. Your light bill 3 months, your car note 3 months, your water bill 3 months, your food 3 months, your cell phone 3 months, your insurance 3 months, your house note 3 months. You gotta set that aside. So all her money should be going to that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And one of the things that I was going to talk about in this was about the importance of the emergency fund, especially since we're seeing what's happening with inflation going into this next calendar year, man. It's like a lot of people are still sleeping on how expensive life is getting. Like life is becoming so expensive, y'all. It's hard to make it off of just one income. However, for those of us that's constantly living paycheck to paycheck, all it takes is one job loss and then you're done. All it takes is, one major shift in the economy and now it's a whole new ball game. So I'm trying to warn y'all, and this is what the brother Yashala is saying. Just because you make $10,000 a month, it doesn't mean spend $10,000 a month. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
One of the
Right.
biggest principles about living well financially is not spending beyond your means. And one of the things that's so important, guys, is sometimes you got to make sure that you don't fall into what's known as lifestyle creep. Lifestyle creep means, okay, you get a 5% raise, so now you start spending 10% more. Like every time you start making more money, now you want to spend more money. And that's the reason why one of the craziest things, Yasha Allah, is studies actually show the more money that people make, the more likely they are to overspend. It's actually less likely for somebody that's a 5-figure salary earner to overspend drastically than somebody that's making 6 figures a year. So once again, don't think, y'all, that just because you're getting to the money, that means everything's going to be okay. I've shown y'all broadcasts in previous shows about millennials that are making 6 figures a year, but they're constantly living paycheck to paycheck because their expenses are out of control. When you think about how much money you spend on rent, car note, insurance, student loans, credit cards, all these things rack up, and we just got to watch out for that.
And that's true. That's true. Even me, I have to watch sometimes what I spend because you can do it easy because like, I got the money. I can go and do it. I got to worry about it. But you're like, oh, I can't do that. I got to put that back. You know what I'm saying? You got to be conscious of what you're spending. You know what I mean? And like you were saying earlier, if people want a house, there's lots of ways to buy. But you say, Earl, be careful because if you lose your job, you're going into foreclosure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I would advise that if you do want a house and something good comes up, try to get it where this rent to own or option in 3 or 4 years. They can put part of that down payment, your rent, towards your down payment, and then buy the house out like that. It's all kind of ways if you want like come with a good deal though. You know what I mean? You got to structure it, and you got to structure it right. You still got to go to a title company. You still got to get a lawyer involved to make sure there's no liens on the property. You know what I'm saying? You have to file it, all the other kind of stuff. But
now
you're
right. I want to speak on this real quick. I want us to talk about some of the financial mistakes that we've made in the past. It was a big hit whenever we did that show about how we fumbled the bag, when it was me, you, Shiloh, and other brothers.
right.
One of the biggest things that I find is a trap for me is eating out all the time. I got a confession, y'all. Your boy don't know how to cook. And so because I don't know how to cook and choose not to cook, a lot of times I'm always spending money at different restaurants. Now, of course, y'all know Ariel will hold things down. Shout out to Ariel. Ariel does a job. But the thing is, even with Ariel, there's times where, you know what, we may want to take a break. We may want to eat out. We may want something good. So it's so easy to just eat out one time a week. And then at the end of the month, you didn't spend like $200 to $300. Like all it takes is 2 people to end up buying a meal that's like $30, $40, right? Which is not ridiculous with today's prices. And then by the end of the month, you could easily be $250 in the red. You see what I'm saying? On that budget. And so I'm just trying to trade notes with y'all and see, okay, well, what is y'all's thing? I know I got my thing, but what is your thing? Even when it comes to things like, different subscriptions. A lot of times I might watch certain shows, and y'all know how whenever you want to watch certain shows, it has to come with a subscription. Like, you got to get a Star subscription if you want to watch Power. You got to get another subscription if you want to watch this show on Showtime. Like,
Hulu.
Then there's Netflix, then there's Hulu, then there's Amazon Prime Video. Like, there's all these different subscription programs. And I'm like, yo, I got to be careful, because if I don't pay attention to this, all of these tiny expenses will start to add up, and then I'll wonder where my money has gone.
That's true. Like me, my big habit too is, I'm a truck driver. I'm single. I eat out most of it every day. That's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And I know my bill is it's kind of high, but I don't count that bill. That just is something I have to do. You know what I'm saying? And everything else. I can cook a little bit. Not much as a woman can, don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I can grill, but I can cook. Put it that way. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So all them deacons on there, elders, watch out. I'll let you know right now. Watch out. But yeah, and it's expensive out here. It's, I try to go to a restaurant instead of the truck stop because it's junk food, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. But that's one of my biggest expenses right there.
Now, I do got something to say on this, Yasha Allah, because something just came to mind. And shout out to Khadijah. She on the team with me. Khadijah said, shout out to Khadijah, y'all. Khadijah said, eating out is my issue too, and I know how to cook. Is this a safe space to confess? Absolutely, sister. Welcome to the family, all right? Well, shout out to everybody that's new to the channel. Like I had said yesterday, Yasha Allah, we got a big influx of people that's come to this channel now. I was recently on this brother named the Lead Attorneys broadcast, and there was a good amount of brothers and sisters that decided to come and check me out. So shout out to all of y'all that are in the house. Tonight we're talking about 5 financial mistakes to avoid. Now, I do gotta put this out here, Yasha Allah. Okay, I gotta throw Ariel under the bus real quick. I was cooking for myself before I got married. And then Ariel spoiled me. When she started to see the meals I was cooking for myself, she came through, started tasting it, and was like, and I was good. I was good with what I was doing. I was good with my chicken breast. I was good with my rice, my vegetables. Then this sister, like, she took it somewhere else. And now I just fall back. I'm like, I got one of them good wives. A brother was doing my own laundry, cooking, taking care of things around the house, working. Sister come in now. Now she want to be the woman, that takes care of things at the house. So I fell back. And man, I ain't cooked a meal since, man. I ain't boiled water, my brother. So y'all pray for your brother, man. Send me a super chat or a cash app so I can start getting some cooking lessons, y'all. Pray for me. Y'all know I got a son on the way, man. I need to be able to make a good meal for my boy from time to time. So absolutely, sister, Tia, to you. As soon as I started to hit her with some of those meals, she was like, so, it is what it is, man. But leave me a comment, y'all. I'm putting myself out there. Let me know what some of y'all's financial traps are. Is it clothes? Is it, I don't know. Y'all know what y'all be doing. Some of y'all, like I said, for me, it'll be subscriptions. I like watching TV shows. A lot of times, whenever I get done doing these shows, I'll sit up and watch a show with my wife for about an hour before I fall asleep. I'm getting old, y'all. I can't hang out like that no more. And, every time I want to watch a show, it's like some little subscription cost. What do y'all be spending y'all's money on? That's the thing. Okay, I'm going to let you speak, Yashala, and then after that, I got something. Go ahead.
The other thing I spend money on is I buy a lot of stock. Trust me. That's my biggest issue. I might go to the store and spend $500, $700, $800 just on stock. And I do that probably every other week. You know what I'm saying? I got 22 paces, deodorant, shampoo, medicine, Roman noodles. You see, I just buy stock because I know it's going to happen. And I've been doing that for years. I've been doing that for years. And now it's bigger now because I know it's going to happen. I've seen it. And people's like, here when COVID hit, listen, and I seen it. I'm like, I'm not worried about it. I got stock. You know what I'm saying? Where you stuff at? None of your business. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But that's my other big habit. Besides that, no. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. All good comments. All good comments. I'm seeing feedback from Tia to you saying, I will say that I am growing things indoors to save on groceries. And it's funny, Yashala, because when you kept saying stock, I was thinking about the stock market. I was like, oh, okay, wow, you know, the brother's putting up 500 on this stock and 800 on this stock. Man, the brother's going all out. I was about to say, man, you might have been having some rough times because there's been some hard times in the markets nowadays, man.
Yeah. And I tell people, start doing that. I mean, that's one of the reasons you can save. Like, a lot of people know about Canon. They don't know what Canon is. I'm sure a lot of you young folks don't know about Canon. You know what I mean? Canon goods. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what I mean? I still have that in me from my parents. You know, they always did that. So, you know what I mean? But besides any other big things, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. I would love to get some feedback from Nicole P on what some of the financial, you know, hang-ups might be on her end. You know, my sister Nicole P, y'all see she always hanging in the cut. I would love to know, Sister Nicole P, what are some of the things that'll hold you back? What are some of the things that will, you know, stop you from maybe saving as much money as you would like? It's okay to be happy. I'm on that too now. I'm glad. Shout out to It's Okay to Be Happy. Because this is the thing, man. This is the thing. A lot of y'all know I'm looking into getting a new place, Lord willing. It's Okay to Be Happy said, I'm resisting spending on home decor. I love to decorate, but refusing to spend on that right now. Listen, man, that thing can get out of control. Can I tell y'all something? When I got this first investment property here in North Austin, I spent over $20,000 just on renovations and repairs. And I said to myself, man, I ain't never going to fall into that trap again. You know, it's like when you get a property, you could easily get caught up in the hype of just trying to have all this extra stuff in there. And a lot of the stuff you don't even need in order for the investment property to be profitable. So, you know, I done hooked my house up to where, you know, I got an electronic keypad. I got it set up to where I could have the Alexa lock and open the door and all kinds of things. But you don't need all of these things in order for you to have a good house. So shout out to you once again. It's Okay to Be Happy. I want to get some feedback on y'all on what y'all think are some of the biggest financial mistakes to avoid. Please click the link, y'all. I want to get y'all on camera. Make sure that y'all cam up. The link is in the comments below. Okay. Khadijah also said, okay, I'll be honest. My other are the small My other are those small impulsive purchases that just happen when you step outside. $5 here, $20 there. I'm telling y'all, that adds up. And It's Okay to Be Happy said, I was subletting units for a time and made the same mistake. So y'all are giving me a lot of great commentary, man. I do want to see some of y'all on camera. Shout out to all of y'all that are fresh faces on the broadcast. If you're just now hopping on, please make sure that you smash that like button. Also, please make sure that y'all give a sponsorship to keep the show going. All right. The last time that we got a sponsor was about 20 minutes ago, y'all. Let's keep this thing going. All you got to do is tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Or if you like using Cash App, the information is on the screen. Okay. So now I want to talk about a few other points. I'm going to bring you right back in, Yasha Allah. Think about some of these other 2 points that I'm going to hit the audience with, and I want to see what your thoughts are on this. I want to see if anybody else also is going to use that cam up link. So make sure you put pressure on them, Yasha Allah. Tell them to hop on. All right. So no, look, y'all. Look, check it out. We've talked so far about having a financial plan. Don't go into 2022 just winging it with everything that's happening between hyperinflation and this crazy housing market, you need to have a financial plan. That's the reason why y'all come to this channel. You don't have to pay $1 trillion to have a financial plan. These are things that I can spell out to you here online for free. Secondly, you don't want to rely on the government to pay off all of your student loans. If Biden decides to make good on his word, then that's great. But some of y'all are going to get so caught up in the hype that you're not going to pay on these student loans. And then even after Biden's presidency, some of y'all are still going to be in debt. And you're going to be regretting all of those years that you wasted, wishing and praying that the government was going to bail you out. And because it never happened, now you're in trouble. Don't let that be you. I promise you, when I paid off my $95,000 in student loans 2 years after graduating from college, I never one time looked back and said, oh my God, I'm such a dummy because I took all this money and became debt free. And in all of the problems that I've ever had as an adult, I've never one time said, you know what my biggest problem was? My biggest problem is that I got out of debt. You know, who needs the pandemic when you can be debt free? I never said that. So some of you guys, like, you're not thinking about your financial freedom the right way because you're so afraid to just put the money towards the debt that you don't realize you putting money towards your debt right now, that's just a drop in the bucket. That's just in the short term. I'm not focusing on $100,000 that I spent when I was 23 years old. That's not even on my radar now. I'm so far removed from having paid off my student loans, I'll forget that student loans are still a problem in America. And that's the reason I'm bringing this up, is not to brag about that. I'm bringing it up because I'm trying to show you that you having financial freedom, it gives peace of mind. When you start forgetting that there are real problems in this world, you are in a very blessed position. Don't wait for the government to bless you. Bless yourself. If you've already been given the blessing of God of having good income, why not put some of your disposable money towards your debt? You're going to thank yourself in the future, guys, okay? It becomes so much easier to build wealth when you don't owe anybody anything. Now, let's talk a little bit more about this housing crisis, though, because what I'm saying is, don't be the person that ends up trying to get a house and you put up 50,000 more than what that house is being offered for. In this housing market, there were people that were willing to buy houses without inspecting the property. They were blindly willing to just buy the houses, and it was absolutely crazy. Do not fall into that hype, guys, okay? Only buy what you can afford. I recommend that you have multiple streams of income. And if for nothing else, I highly advise that for those of you guys that are looking into the real estate market, set a goal in 2022 to raise your credit score. Trust me when I tell you guys, this will be one of the best decisions that you will ever make. If you will ever think about being a real estate investor, I don't care if we're talking about 2022, 2023, 2024, 2030. If you at any point in your life want to go and buy property, do yourself a favor and set up credit repair services now. Do that now, because it's going to take so much time for you to fix all of the marks on your credit score to by the time where you actually start working with a bank or another lender, you actually have your credit score cleaned up. A lot of y'all know how we are with credit. A lot of y'all people be looking at your credit, and as soon as they look at that credit score, they say, no. So just do yourself a favor now and get that fixed up. I always tell you guys the target FICO score in order to be able to qualify for an amazing home loan is 760. If you have a 760 FICO score or beyond, companies are willing to throw money at you. And let's be clear, there's a difference between a FICO score versus the I'm gonna look it up right now. It's on Credit Karma uses this. There are different types of scores that they give out. So for example, like some of y'all might have accounts set up on Credit Karma. I advise you to get that because it's a free credit monitoring service. They track scores using what's known as Vantage Score. Your mortgage lender does not go off of that. They're going to go off of your FICO score. And not only are they going to look at whatever your number is, they're also going to look at any delinquencies on your report. For example, if you've had any late payments, if you've had any foreclosures, if you've had any bankruptcies, medical bills that went into collections, all of that needs to get cleaned up, because even if you have a decent score, having bad marks can throw you off. So make that a big win for 2022. Okay. So now let's talk about some other things. Oh, and shout out to my brother Brian, man. Shout out to my brother Brian. It's good to see you on, King. My brother Brian, man, he made a great donation. The brother sent me 10 pounds. I think that's what it was. I'll be trying to convert when I look at it, Brian. If that's not correct, please forgive me, my brother. It converted into like 13 US dollars. The brother sent me that on PayPal in between shows. Our brother Drive by Brian is in the UK. But man, it's really the encouragement that does it for me, King. Thank you so much. The brother sent a donation and he told me to just keep going because it gives everybody hope. So I thank y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for all that you do. For those of y'all that are chiming on, right now we're talking about 5 financial mistakes to avoid. Tia to you said, informing each other is love. I don't mind sharing it. Let's be in that spirit, family. Let's share notes with each other on mistakes that we've made, so that way we can learn from each other, so that way we don't fall into the same thing. Nicole P said, you actually named 2 of my vices. 1, eating out. Both of us can cook, but we love trying new cuisines. That's what's up. Number 2, unnecessary subscriptions. 3, not paying attention to frivolous fees from the bank. This is the reason why I always recommend that you guys use credit unions. Some of y'all are still doing business with the major banks, and they are taking money out of your account almost every other month. It's coming by hidden fees. Bank of America is among the worst. Bank of America, they will have like a transaction fee, a miscellaneous expense fee, I just want to rob you fee. Like they have all of these different hidden fees that you will never even realize is coming out of your account unless you're watching your transactions like a hawk. And this is the reason why I always tell y'all to get set up with budgeting software. You could either use Mint.com. I personally use YNAB. You need a budget, YNAB. You could just get a free budgeting software that'll download all of your transactions so you can see exactly where your money is going from month to month. It's serious over here, man. Ariel will tell you, I'm like an auditor when it comes to our budget. As soon as a transaction comes up on that budget, if I don't know about it, I'm going to say, hey, Ariel, what is this transaction at this place? How come this much money is getting spent? Now, I want to be clear. I'm not saying that you can't spend money. When we start the month, there's already a budget. Our month is already planned out. So if we say play money, $200, you can spend the money on whatever you want as long as it's up to $200 in total. Y'all feel me? And so one of the things that I want y'all to realize about financial mistakes, most people make financial mistakes because they feel like budgeting their money sounds like too much work. They think that it's going to cramp their style. And as a result, that's the reason why they spend money frivolously. The reality is, you budgeting your money is one of the most empowering things that you can do. Because when you know how much money you can afford to spend in each category, it's actually liberating to where you don't feel bad after you spend it. So when I buy clothes for the month, I don't feel bad for spending it because I knew I could spend that much money. If we go and eat out, I'm not looking to spare an expense because it's already been a part of my budget. But one of the things that y'all be doing, y'all just be going with the flow, going through the motions. And then every one time you want to go somewhere, you'll go and spend money and be like, I don't know if I should have spent that money like that. I don't know if I could have afforded it like that. And you're just giving yourself more stress and more anxiety, all because you just didn't budget the money up front. You have the money and you can spend it, but you just need to set the budget up front so that way you can be comfortable with where the money is going. Drive by Brian said, raising my credit score is my number one priority next year. I actually have an entire course on this. And Brian, because you've been such a great sponsor of this broadcast, I'm going to give that to you for free. Reach out to me via email and you have my word. I'm going to send you my program on how to maximize your credit score for free, just as my way of saying thank you for all of my support, brother. I know you didn't think I was going to hit you with that on tonight's broadcast, but I'm very serious about y'all pouring into me, man. When y'all pour into me, I pour into you, and I'm going to make sure that that's in your possession by 2022. All right. So y'all keep leaving comments, y'all. Keep leaving comments, keep liking, keep super chatting, because you never know. One day you might be the person where I pull up on you and be like, hey, I remember when you was giving that super chat donation. Here's this free session for free. All right. So going back to the points, and Yashal, I'm about to tag you back in. Cam up, y'all. Cam up, cam up, cam up, cam up. Tonight we're talking about these 5 financial mistakes. We about to have 100 mistakes the way y'all commenting. So we're going to make sure we go into 2022 knowing all of the game, man. Shout out to y'all. Okay. One thing that I really want y'all to avoid in 2022 is going all in on crypto. I don't want you to go all in on crypto not knowing how volatile the markets are. Now, I warned some of y'all about this. I did a show like this time last month, and I did a show about the dark side of crypto. And everybody was talking about how it was raining on their parade. Uzziah, I want to get rich off of cryptocurrency. I see all of these other people making millions of dollars off of cryptocurrency. Why not me? But now you notice nobody is yelling about cryptocurrency the way that they were back when Shiba Inu was on fire. Do y'all notice that? Do y'all notice that when you check your social media account right now, nobody is yelling to the high heavens about Bitcoin? Do y'all want to know the reason why nobody is telling everybody and their mama about cryptocurrency as of right now? Because the crypto markets have gone down drastically. And for those of you guys that don't have enough assets in other places, if you take all of your money and put it into the crypto market, especially needing some type of short-term return, you are setting yourself up for a world of disaster. I'm going to show y'all what these cryptos are looking like in real time. I'm not even going to screenshot y'all on this. I'm going to pull up a direct report from my phone because I want you to see in real time where some of these cryptocurrencies are. I'm not telling you not to invest in crypto. I'm telling you, don't bet the house, because a lot of y'all still, going with the hype that this is just going to be the best thing since sliced bread. But all wise investors have their money set up in different asset classes. Now, let's look at Bitcoin, okay? I'm pulling up Bitcoin right here on my phone. Let me bring that in for y'all so y'all can see that. I'm trying to bring this for y'all in real time. Do y'all see that big dip that's on Bitcoin right there? That's because Bitcoin has gone down by 25% in 1 month. Bitcoin has lost its value by 25% in the past 30 days. Now imagine you be the type of person that says, I'm going to sell the house, I'm going to take all of my money and I'm going to put it in Bitcoin. Don't do that, because see, in this crypto world, they only tell you about the wins. Nobody talks about the losses. And some of these anomalies are people that put $15 in a Shiba Inu and then they become a billionaire 2 weeks later. That is so few and far between. It is absolutely ridiculous. The truth of the matter is, most of the people that will get wealthy through cryptocurrency already had some degree of wealth before they got there. I always tell you guys about the significance of using your business to create wealth and using the markets to preserve wealth after you get it. This is one of the biggest problems that we have as a community. We're one of the only communities that truly believe that wealth is created through the markets. You look at other communities, they understand they're going to create wealth through their other businesses that they can control the income, and then they're going to take the proceeds from that income and then they're going to portion it into the markets so that way they can get a return on their investment, preserving their wealth. Create businesses to create wealth. Use the stock markets to preserve the wealth once you have it. Okay, I want to give a quick shout out to those of y'all that are donating. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to my family. Let's give them a big round of applause, y'all. Shout out to my brother Drive By Brian. Greatly appreciate you, my brother, man. Much love to you, King. Thank you so much for the £9. You know, y'all know I was so quick to want to say $9 super chat, but we ain't dealing in US dollars on this one, y'all. We're dealing with British pounds, man. We got love all the way in the UK, man. The UK is in the house. Our people are everywhere, man. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to It's Okay to Be Happy. Shout out to you. Listen, man, I appreciate all of the new faces that I see on this broadcast. It's a beautiful thing. I'm definitely going to be spending some time reaching out to other content creators. So for those of y'all that are content creators that want to work with me, definitely send me an email. Definitely leave me a comment. I'm excited to be able to start collaborating with some of y'all. Y'all are going to start seeing me on some of these other channels, Lord willing, man. 2022, Lord willing, will have some great things in store. Now, what the brother Moshe L. Bay said is correct. Crypto is so volatile, but he makes a profit from the dips. He loves the dips. So if there are times, guys, where the market is going under, that's a good time to invest in crypto, because when the market comes back up, you're going to get ROI. Okay. But I do want y'all to be clear. Some of you guys are not going into the crypto market with Moshe's mindset. Some of you guys are going in there with the mentality that this is a lottery, and you say, okay, I'm going to put $5 in today because my friend just told me that as soon as you get into this crypto, it's going to make you $1 million. If it doesn't happen like that, a lot of y'all get pissed. A lot of y'all get nervous. Sometimes y'all will check y'all's phone every 2 minutes to see what's going on with the crypto, and then you'll be ready to hurt your friend, all because the crypto not taking off the way that you wanted to. I just showed y'all what's happening with Bitcoin. Also, I'm going to show y'all what's going on with Shiba Inu right now, because y'all know that that was the hype. When it came to Shiba Inu. Let's look at Shiba over the past 30 days. Let me put this on the screen real quick. Shiba Inu. Y'all see that? Y'all see that down dip? Shiba Inu has been down 36% over the last 30 days. 36% drop for everybody that had money in Shiba. It was not going to be a permanent gain. Now, that doesn't mean pull money out of Shiba Inu, because I'm still a firm believer that it's going to go back up. But the point that I'm making to you guys is that if you are just blindly going into these investments, knowing absolutely nothing about what you're doing, stop thinking that this is going to be a get-rich-quick scheme. You got to get out of this mentality that you just throw money at something blindly and it's going to turn into something. And I'm trying to tell y'all, nobody is out here telling you about Bitcoin being down 25% over the past month. But all they tell you is when it's going up. So be careful about going all in on crypto for the year to come, okay? Make sound investments, and I do believe that you should have a certain amount of money that you can afford to lose going to crypto, but do not bet the entire house and then get mad if you go bankrupt, because crypto market is very volatile. Number 5, one of the biggest mistakes you need to avoid is not putting any of your money in emergency savings. I say this because crashes are coming. You can already see this in the stock market. For those of y'all that have been investing in stocks, y'all have experienced the L. I have been experiencing the L, y'all. This is the reason why I have money in stocks. I have money in stocks, crypto, real estate, business, other streams of income. The reason why I have these different streams is so that in case one goes down, I can still make money from other places. And a lot of people don't realize that these markets are getting hit. Okay, one reason why the stock market is taking a hit right now, guys, is because of everything that's being rumored about the latest variant. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know that there's this new variant that they got out now. I don't want to say the title because y'all know YouTube be flagging. I don't want to end up messing up the money all because I'm saying the word. But there's this new variant that's been coming out now, and that's been making certain stocks go under because investors are afraid that there's going to be more lockdowns. Investors are afraid of what this new variant is going to do to the economy. So we've seen stock market going down. We've seen crypto going down. We've been reading about the great resignation where everybody is quitting their jobs. We got to make sure that we are properly protected for the year to come. Guys, this is the reason why I'm doing this video. The reason I'm doing this video is because no 2 years are the same. So when I put this content together, I put it together because I'm trying to prep you guys for the specific challenges that are coming over the next 12 months. When I'm telling you guys about your emergency fund is because within the next 12 months, there can be a significant crash to come to the market, whether that's in the stock market, whether that's in the crypto market. We already see what's going on with hyperinflation. So regardless of what happens in these different investment markets, prices of things are going up. The prices of homes are going up. The price of education is going up. The cost of food is going up. So for you to not have any money in emergency savings in case you fall on hard times is absolutely ridiculous, because we know that crashes are coming. So that means you need to have some money tucked away. You don't need to have too much money put into your savings account because nobody gets wealthy through savings. But you do need enough money in your account to hold you over if you lose your job. If, God forbid, life gets so expensive over the next 12 months that you can no longer afford your bills, you need to have money in savings to help you. A lot of us are living paycheck to paycheck right now. We're struggling to make ends meet with what we have. So if over the next 12 months, things become that much more expensive with the price of gas, you guys need to make sure that you have some emergency savings. So just in case you lose your job or you fall on hard times, you have a way of being bailed out without you having to take out more debt. I'm warning y'all, okay? I wish you nothing but peace and prosperity in the year to come. But you know, they got a saying, an ounce of prevention is more than a pound of cure. It weighs more because if all you do is have your emergency fund, you have peace of mind that, hey, if something happens, I'm okay. And let me give you guys a strong business secret. Some of the most successful businesses in the world have a year's worth of emergency fund. The reason why they have a year's worth of emergency fund is because they want to have enough peace of mind to make bold decisions. When you don't have any savings and you're living check to check, you're always operating in scarcity. You're always nervous to take risks because any one risk could throw all of your money away. Do y'all follow me? So what I'm saying is, what good businesses are doing is they're setting aside a lot of cash flow because they know that if they could give themselves a strong enough safety net, they can go out into the marketplace and innovate so that they could take things to the next level. But it's hard to innovate when you don't have any money. If you don't know if you can afford to keep the lights on from month to month, you ain't got time to innovate nothing. So I just want y'all to understand the importance of having an emergency savings account. Make sure that you try to get yourself up to 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up. You never know what could happen. And some of y'all are going to thank me later. Okay. So Yasha Allah, I'm going to bring you back in. For those of y'all that are on, man, feel free to cam up. I want to get y'all's feedback. What do y'all think about tonight's topic? What are some of the top financial mistakes that you need to avoid in 2022? Is there something that we haven't talked about on tonight's broadcast that you feel is very important, or do you have any questions? Let's talk about it. Yashala, what you got for us?
Yes, you right about that too. But at the credit, you got to have that right. You got to have it. You got to know it, because they're changing over to FICA 10. That's gonna be changed. They change over now, slowly but surely. But FICA 10 is coming to take effect in FICA 8. So it's going to be a different scoring system. You know what I mean? And you correct on 770, 780, you're good to go. You know what I mean? But you got to build a history, like you said before, also, too. A lot of people don't know about the history. You know what I mean? Absolutely. You got to build a history. You got to have something you're paying on, open account, something also with that history, with the score. Yes, you know what I mean? And everything else. And there are a lot of cheat sheets to go with it, too, once you know how to do it. But you gotta be serious. You gotta stay on it. Like you said, I got Credit Karma too. Hey, I check mine too. I check mine probably every other day. Every week I check mine. You know what I mean? To make sure. You know what I mean? So you fill a credit card out and get an inquiry, you get a dip. You see what I'm saying? Yep. You gotta get that dip back up, et cetera, et cetera. But
yes, sir.
You know, you gotta do that. And I tell people, you listen, it's gonna change over to the government. Biden's trying to do it now. And once it's changed, like you said earlier, you are stuck.
Yes.
The government's coming in, everything. You are stuck with your middle score. And so far, right now, you can't fix it once it changes over. Nobody knows anything. It's just a secret. You know what I mean? So, but and like you said, a lot of people don't want to wait. Fix overnight. I can't fix it. Just 20 years you've been doing this. I can't fix overnight.
Right.
This ain't FedEx.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We got to work the system. Wait 6 to 8 months. We got to work the system.
Yes. And a lot of people don't realize that whenever you have bad marks on your credit, if left unchecked, that will stay on your credit report for the next 7 years. So it's very important that you guys, you go through this process of improving your credit, because your credit can factor into you getting a new home. It can factor into you getting a new car. It can factor into all these different things. And it's too late to fix your credit once it's time to use your credit. Real quick, I want to give a big shout out. I didn't overlook this. Shout out to my sister, Khadijah. Let's give her a hand, y'all. She said, I can't cam up, but here's to being a new subscriber. Looking forward to your content. So happy to have you on board, my sister. All right. I'm so excited for you to be a part of the family. Welcome. Y'all make sure that y'all send our sister Khadijah a lot of love right now in the comment section. I want y'all to welcome Khadijah to the family. All right. We a tight-knit unit over here. We a small family, but we're growing. And, we have a very, very strong bond. So welcome to the fam, Khadijah. And I thank you so much for all of your support. Let's start seeing some of these comments real quick. Let's start seeing some of these comments. There's still a lot of commentary about crypto. I'm seeing people talk about taking risks, right, and the importance of that. What else are you thinking, brother Yashala? You got anything else on this?
But like you said, it's budget your money. You got to do that. Like you said, you got to get your credit game on. If you can't do it, pay somebody else. You know what I mean? Because just you got to be very careful when you do credit. When brothers see the forms, you got to pay attention to what you're doing. Yes. You don't want to get flagged. You don't want to get flagged at all. You know what I'm saying? And it takes time. And you got to follow instructions or pay somebody else to do it for you. You don't have to worry about it. You just get results. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And like I said, mostly, it's not our people. I deal with most of the other people for credit. That's what I deal with. I'm sorry. Because they're concerned about their credit. We're not. We're not concerned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have a daughter. I tell my daughter, I'll clean your credit. Just send me the info. I won't go on your personal files unless I have a, because I don't want to get in problems. You know what I'm saying? Even with children. I'll do it for you. Don't worry about it. I ain't worried about it. It's just our people. But other nations, no. They want their credit right, and they don't care.
Absolutely, because they know how important it is. A lot of y'all don't realize your auto insurance is determined by your credit score.
Yep, that's true.
One of the gyms, and I be giving them the secrets, man. It's really Patreon level. It's really Patreon level, but I love the people, man. Shout out to the people.
They don't want it.
One of the things that y'all got to realize is that auto insurance companies, they determine your quote based upon your credit score, because one of the studies that they've done is there's a direct correlation between one's credit score and their driving record. So if somebody has a lower credit score, there's actually a general correlation with you having been more likely to have gotten in an accident over the past few years versus somebody with a higher credit score. They will look at somebody like that being more conservative. Now, nobody comes and teaches us this game, y'all. That's the reason why this channel is so important. And that's the reason why I ask for y'all sponsorship, so that way we can keep this show going, okay? I hope that Khadijah's still on, man. We got so caught up in the hype that I didn't mention that earlier, but I definitely make sure that I show the sister a lot of love, especially on the next broadcast. I ain't forgetting y'all. I'm shouting y'all out. For those of y'all that want to sponsor this broadcast, please make sure that you tap the dollar icon directly below the live chat box. Or for those of you that want to use Cash App or PayPal, use the link in the description below. It's okay to be happy. Said, really? I've never heard of this before. I told you. I told you. They're not going to tell it to you. And there's a lot. There's a lot that you're not going to be told in the credit industry, because y'all don't understand credit is big business. Like for y'all to have some of the credit scores that y'all have, you do know that you make these companies billionaires, right? Like when your they don't want your credit score to be high. They want your credit score to be lower. They want you to be ignorant about how these things work. So if you could, Yashala, tell us a little bit about your credit repair services.
Like I said, I don't do select people. That's what I do. I don't do a lot because it's a lot of hands-on. You do about credit. It's not a system that can work itself. It is not. You gotta do hands-on. Period. And so I tell people, if you want to do it yourself, which I have to tell you by law, you can do it yourself.
Right.
Or pay someone else to do it for you. So I'm doing it by law. It's out there. You can do it yourself. But you gotta make sure you know what you're doing. And that you gotta know what you're doing. And I tell them that you're going to hear a lot of people say, oh, I can do it in 45 days. It's up to you. It's your money.
Right.
I wouldn't. I'm telling you, 6 to 8 months it's going to take.
Right.
If you got foreclosures, it's going to take longer and it's harder. If you got bankruptcy, it's going to take longer because it's hard. Those two things are the hardest one.
Yes.
To get off your credit. It doesn't mean, like Big Brother said, you don't owe the bill. You do owe the bill.
Yes.
It just won't be on your credit report.
Absolutely.
That's a private entity. And a lot of people don't understand it's a private entity. You have a contract. There's ways to get it off your credit report where your score goes high. But you do owe the money. Don't act like you don't owe the money. You know what I'm saying? So, and I tell them, I'd rather teach you how to maintain your credit in the process. Because you can't get a nice car. Like you said, we make them rich, filthy rich.
Yes.
You paying 25% interest?
Yeah.
You can pay 4.9% interest. I'm sorry.
Right.
You know what I mean? They make money off the interest.
Right.
That's how they make their money.
Right.
And they don't mind giving it to you if you want to pay it. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm sorry, I was just going to say, sir, you know, a lot of people don't realize that even if you did do the thing that got you a bad mark on your credit report, you can still get it removed. A lot of people think, okay, well, if I really was late, I can't get that removed because the creditor has to prove that I was late. But a lot of people don't realize the companies, a lot of times they don't want to go through the hassle of having to prove your delinquency. So if you could just stay disputing it long enough, you could just wait. You could just, kind of drive them out to where they don't want to come up with all this paperwork, and then you're able to get it off your records that way. But see, again, that's a lot of game that our people have never been taught. I ain't gonna put it all on here, Yashala. Don't worry. I'm not going to give out all of the gems, but I'm just trying to help our people understand like, you want to think on a bigger scale. There's a lot of things that we have not been taught in this life. And that's the reason why you will see the top 1% of people move different than us. There are things that the top 1% know about how to do this thing that we don't know. And this is the reason why they're in a upper class and why a lot of us, we get programmed to be in the middle class because we're in a system where we're designed to be consumers.
That's correct. And I tell people, now don't get your credit right and go mess it right up. It has happened to one of my clients. I'm sorry. I'm like, what happened? Back in then, because you start seeing the credit cards and you spending more money. You spending money that you don't even have.
Right.
I'm like, dude, why would you do that? I'm just, can you help me again? Yeah, it's gonna cost you again. That's the way it ain't free. You know what I'm saying? But you dig yourself in debt. Like you said, you gotta be disciplined.
Yeah.
Credit is good. Credit is bad. If you're not disciplined, leave them credit cards alone. Just get one or two and leave it at that. But don't get no high spending, $25,000 credit card, $57,000 credit. Don't do that because you see that money. You be going to the mall, getting Air Jordans, buy Mercedes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and you see it. Like, what happened?
Yeah.
I know. But get your credit card down. You know what I mean? And since COVID came, you allow one late per customer. You allow one late. It's a letter. Certain letters you got to send in. You allow one. You're not going to allow two now. That's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. You know, since COVID came
Don't try to milk it, huh?
Right. Don't try to milk it. You know what I'm saying? But you don't get one. That's it. You're done. So, and you got to be on time. If you're going to be late, just call them. And they're deferred. So you won't get a late payment. You know what I mean? Like anything else, but it's on other nations. They want their credit good. We just I'll procrastinate. But you finna move, but they're not even for apartment. It's not even for a house.
Right.
You gotta pay a high interest on a car. Cause you can get a car at 400 credit score. They don't care. But you're gonna pay, and they know it.
Absolutely. And it's funny, man, because it reminds me of whenever Jay-Z, he had said it in a song on his album 444 when he was talking about how other communities got to their level of success. And he said it was through credit. And he caught flack for that because he didn't, y'all know how it is, man. Whenever a certain game gets thrown out, there's some backlash, but we got to do a good job of improving our credit, y'all. That's going to be one of the big wins in 2022. And I also want to say, make sure that you focus on improving not only your credit, but also your income. Okay. Your credit score does matter, but don't be the dude that got an 850 credit score but you're living paycheck to paycheck because you don't have steady enough income. These things are, there. It all matters in its own right. Okay, so Moshe El Bay asks, can you just set up an LLC and build your business credit separate from your name? Like if someone has bad personal credit, can they just mask it with an LLC? I mean, I would recommend that you improve both. I would recommend that you have business credit, but that also you make every effort to improve your personal credit, because I'm sure Yashala, you would probably tell them, depending upon certain ventures that you go into, people will try to look at your personal file.
They will.
As much as you may want to put just the business stuff out there and be like, look at that, they still might come back to your person. So I would just recommend that you get both on point.
And you correct, big brother. They will. When you get a business credit card and you want to apply for a loan or another business credit for $57,000 or $200,000 loan, they're going to look at your personal credit. Ain't no ands, ain't no ifs, because like you said earlier, they're looking at your character, because your credit is your character. And you say that in your other classes all the time, big brother. You know what I mean? They look at that. What are you paying? What, you know what I'm saying? They get all the accounts. Okay. Besides that, if it's bad, bro, it's gonna be holy. You just catch it. That's all you do. You know
Absolutely.
what I
mean? Drive by Brian just said the biggest mistake I made is that I put the credit on something I should have paid off in cash. Now it's affecting me to this day. Excellent point, man. Shout out to Brian for mentioning that. That's a big trap right there, y'all. That's a big trap. Brother just gave out an important gem right there. A lot of us, we end up messing up our credit because we end up buying things off of credit that should have never, been put on credit in the first place. Y'all are eating out on a credit card, buying a shirt on a credit card, buying a video game system on a credit card. Don't buy that crap on a credit card, y'all. One thing that I always mention is you really shouldn't leverage debt unless you are positioning yourself to buy an asset that's going to make you money from that in return. So, for example, my highest debt would be my mortgage. But the only reason I took out a mortgage on my first investment property is because I was going to make money from that property every month. You see, I've made money from this rental property every month for the past 7 years. So I've made so much money from this property, it will justify the significance of me taking out a debt from it. But I don't take out debts behind things that doesn't produce a return on my investment. And this is why there's such a thing as good debt and bad debt. Sometimes you can take out good debt by, for example, investing in real estate. Or you could take out a bad debt where you're just, using a credit card to buy yourself, some rims on your car. Don't do that. That is a horrible use of your credit cards. And that's the reason how we end up getting stuck. Yashala laughing, but you know that it's true. That's the reason why we end up getting stuck. That's the reason our credit cards are so messed up. That'd be the reason why we can't qualify for a loan, because you done messed it up all on some damn Jordans. Tell me I'm lying.
Big brother, like you said, my brother's a trucker now. He following me. He used to work at one of those wheels, something you buy, rims.
Yes.
And everything was called like, it cost more than the car.
Right.
And they made a money off of us. They made a killing. I'm in my brother's office. I'm looking at the computer of the money. They make a killing off the tires and rims selling to us, because the interest rate is sky high. The product is top in line price. They don't play no game. They have the power to repo your tires and sit it on the ground. So don't do that either. And you're right. I was laughing. I'm like, my brother like, see this picture here? Like, really? I sit on the ground. That's on them.
You know what's about to kill us next, right? The next thing that's going to kill our community is all of those buy now, pay laters. Now I know y'all are saying, but Uzziah, that's been around. What you talking about? That's going to kill our community. It's already doing that. The online, the online financing services is going through the roof. All these different retail companies now, they're all starting to offer all of these different little payment plans where put no money down now and then just pay these little installments on a craziest of things. Like it could be something $20 and you're doing a buy now, pay later, and that just be the type of silly stuff that will keep you in debt. Like if you don't need to go into debt, guys, don't go into debt, right? And I know a lot of y'all, like for example, Khadijah was on here earlier and she was talking about how she was inspired to come to this broadcast because I was telling people on TLA's broadcast that I had paid off $95,000 of student loan debt. Sometimes you find yourself dealing with debts that you feel are a necessary evil. But once you get past that necessary evil phase, that you should not just be going into debt just because. Whatever debts that you have, pay those debts off and stop yourself from going back into debt again. My brother Yasha Allah, it's been a pleasure, man. I think this is a very, very hot topic. And I think that there's more convo and dialogue that we need to have about this along the way, man. I'm seeing this comment from Moshe El Bay when he said he started out with a secured credit card as that's what was recommended. For those that never had credit history, yes, that is a very good way to go. Very good when it comes to building your FICO score. And one of the things that I would definitely advise, Moshe, is that you're very conscious about your utilization, right? Yasha Allah, just like if you have a $300 secured credit card, that doesn't mean load $300 on that card, because one of the biggest factors that plays into your FICO score is your utilization. So I personally would not spend anything beyond $30 on a $300 secured card. But what I would do is I would make transactions on a regular basis and pay it off. Because one of the things that is important is you showing that you have an established pattern of credit history through a revolving line of credit. Credit cards are revolving lines of credit. And if you can show the bureaus that you've used the credit, paid it off, used the credit, paid it off, you're showing yourself as a trustworthy borrower that will look very good when lenders want to provide you with a loan. So a lot of game being given out, man. Yasha Allah, continue to offer your services to the people, man. Yes.
Cecile Rada is from Philippines. Let you know that you got Philippines
okay. Too. Yes,
I know her.
Yes. Okay, excellent. All right, so
worldwide.
Yes,
worldwide.
Yes, sir. Worldwide for sure, man. All praises to the Most High. Thank you so much, my brother. Always a pleasure for seeing you on. Lord will I see you on tomorrow's broadcast.
Most will.
All right, now. All right, y'all. So this has been a very informative conversation. You know, I'm trying to prep y'all for the year to come. The gems are here. You just got to make the most of it. Tonight, we talked about 5 financial mistakes to avoid in 2022. If y'all enjoyed this broadcast, please make sure that you smash that like button. Also, guys, please make sure that you subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that way you don't miss out whenever I do a show. For those of y'all that don't know, I do these shows 6 days a week, all the way from Sunday through Friday around 7 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, okay? And on these broadcasts, we're going to talk about everything that pertains to the road to generational wealth, whether it's about your career, whether it's about your mindset, whether it's about the decisions that you make as an entrepreneur. All right, guys, thank you so much for all of the sponsorships. And I didn't even point out that whoever makes the highest donation is the official sponsor of tonight's broadcast. So if you guys want to be the official sponsor for tonight's broadcast, all you got to do is tap that dollar icon directly below the live chat box, okay? And I believe that the highest donation at this point is $20. So any donation beyond $20 will have you going for the official sponsor of tonight's broadcast. If you want to send it through Cash App or PayPal, you can do that as well. The links are in the description below. Even if you guys are watching this broadcast after the live stream is over, you can still donate. The links are in the description below. With that being said, let me take a minute to recognize all of tonight's sponsors. So y'all know I'm always greatly appreciative, okay, for all of y'all's sponsorship. This is what keeps the show on air, okay? Any donation goes a long way, and that's the reason why the first shout out is going to be to It's Okay to Be Happy. Thank you so much. Really appreciate your sponsorship. Thank you so much for all of that support. Really means a lot, fam. Also, I want to give a big shout out to my brother from another mother, Drive by Brian, representing us from the UK. Thank you so much for those 9 British pounds, man. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. Also, I want to give a shout out to my sister Khadijah, a brand new subscriber, y'all. Let's give a big round of applause, okay? Got a lot of love coming from the TLA broadcast. She said that she couldn't cam up, but she's excited to be a new subscriber. I'm looking forward to having you on, my sister, just as much as you're looking forward to receiving this content. Now, y'all know a broadcast isn't a broadcast without the brother Yasha Allah. You know, my brother Yasha Allah, whenever he comes on, he holds it down. And that's why, as of right now, unless somebody snatches the spot, he is the official sponsor for tonight's broadcast at $20. Shout out to you, Yasha Allah. Thank you so much, sir. Really appreciate you as always, my brother. Thank you so much for supporting this business. All right, y'all. So listen, man, it's been lovely. Let's do all we can to avoid these financial traps. I don't want 2022 to look like every other year. Every single year we should be trying to level up, and that's the reason why, for those of you guys that are really trying to make something out of your 2022 calendar year, I want to invite you to my 12-month coaching program, Your Breakthrough Year. Okay, on this 12-month coaching program, you're going to receive some of my best material on how you can improve your finances, how you can start your own business, how you can master your time management. All of that is going to be in this journey. Okay, when you join your breakthrough year, I'm going to give you guys a 14-day free trial to get started. You don't have to pay any money starting off. All you need to do is just sign up, and the first 14 days, you could just check it out, see if you like it or not. Zero risk, guys. Okay, so the link to join Breakthrough Year is in the comments below. Listen, if y'all get a lot of value from these free broadcasts, you definitely need to start checking out some of my premium content. My Breakthrough Year program is a 12-month elite training program that shows you how to improve your time, money, and energy, which are some of the most important resources that you have in this earth. Now, guys, make sure that you smash that like button. Once again, make sure that you subscribe. And last but not least, please make sure that you share this broadcast with others, okay? Don't let this broadcast be a secret. Be your brother's keeper. Spread the word. As y'all can see, people are enjoying this. The brother Moshe said, good tips for real. You saying exactly what Jay Morrison said about utilization rate. Hey, listen, brother, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. We do this over here, man. So I appreciate y'all so much for the support. I want to see y'all level up. Thank you so much for tuning in. And Lord willing, I'll see you guys on tomorrow night's broadcast. Until next time, keep pushing.